Welcome to Let's Make a Profit podcast. This podcast is designed to be informational on the Profit First method, the highs and lows of being a business owner, and really just owning your financials, really helping people, small business owners, to truly start understanding their financials and what they actually mean. Did you know that 83% of all small businesses run check to check? This is a U.S. bank sent a poll that they did that states that 83% of people small businesses run check to check. So really, I want to just ask if you're tired of not paying yourself your value, maybe losing your why in the process of running your own business, and then really working in your business rather than on your business. So I'm here to help you not be part of that 83% group. My name is Rebecca Howell, and I'm the owner and operator of Custom Bookkeeping and Accounting Solutions. I'm an enrolled agent with the IRS and also a certified Profit First advisor. I'm going to take just a minute to thank my sponsors before I get into today's podcast. Doctors Bo and Jamie Mullen and their staff at Harbor Life Chiropractic, they want to help you in unleashing your health potential. Tim and Sadie Marlowe at BD Local Podcast Studio, thanks for helping us make our podcast great. Roger Sargent with Affluence Business Solutions. He wants to help other small business owners and their team with business development and leadership skills. So today I'm going to say, Happy New Year. First podcast of 2021. And we're going to start this year off on the right foot. Successful entrepreneurship is not easy, but it can be a whole lot simpler. So remember that I said that. We are going to talk about doing Profit First right, starting off right and making a whole lot simpler. There are three major steps to Profit First. There's the start phase, which I'm going to spend some time talking about today. And it's actually, I can't say it's the easiest, but I personally think it is, but there's a lot of pullback from business owners because they don't necessarily like some of the steps that are involved in this. The second step is called the execute phase. This is where you're really implementing Profit First in your business. And we're going to cover that on the second podcast. The third phase is the rhythm and repeat. This is where you've gone through the first step, you've gone through implementing Profit First, and now you're just really holding your own, doing Profit First, but you've reached your target percentage is what they call those. And you're really just doing repeat steps. You're just keeping up with your rhythm, keeping up with your percentage, making sure that your business is running the way that you've kind of progressed over these last few quarters that you've worked through. So you might be here because you're a fan of Profit First. Maybe you've read some of the book. Maybe you've read all the book, but you don't know where to start. Maybe you have opened the bank accounts, and maybe you haven't heard of Profit First at all. Are you interested in doing something different in your business? Maybe you've made profit, but have you properly planned for your taxes? Do you have debt? Have you been paying yourself a reasonable salary? Does your cash on hand match your profits? I'm here to bring clarity to all of these questions that I just asked of you. Doing Profit First right. What does that mean? Doing Profit First is a remarkably easy system once you start allocating to your profit account. And once you start allocating to your profit account, you have now turned your business from going, maybe I'm profitable, yeah, I'm kind of profitable, but I don't know where it is. But once you start that actual allocation, you are on your road to being permanently profitable as long as you continue to do that one step. So let's talk about this first phase. First things is you need to get your butt to the bank. It's as simple as it is. Get your butt to the bank. You're going to open up 5 fundamental accounts to make Profit First work properly. You're going to open an income account, a profit account, an owner's pay account, a tax account, and an operating expense account. Now, I know some businesses already have bank accounts. Maybe you have one or two different accounts. You have a checking account, you have a savings account. Really what you're going to do is you're going to talk to someone like myself, a Profit First advisor that can help you understand how you're currently using those accounts in your business now and what is the easiest, simplest way to maybe revamp and change the way that that account is. And what I mean by that is that some people have automatic income deposits coming in. Some people deposit checks. Some people have automatic payments and debits coming out of their checking account. We look at what is the most activity, what is the easiest to change. So we'll turn around and make that account possibly turn into your income account or make it your operating account. Now, some businesses are going to also require some additional accounts. And I don't want to really get into that because, like I said, I'm really trying to keep this simple today. So some of those might be sales tax accounts, maybe acquisition accounts. You're looking to purchase equipment. We might set up additional accounts, et cetera, accounts like that, that maybe another business might need additional for other purposes and reasons. But really those 5 fundamental accounts are necessity to make Profit First work properly. So, and I'm going to tell you, that's why I said when I first started this podcast, I said that to me, this really is the simplest thing because it's not that hard to go to the bank. You can simply send an email to your existing banker if you have that really small network connection with your bank, maybe a smaller local community bank, a credit union, that kind of stuff. Maybe you already have that relationship with them. You can send them an email and say, I need to open up these accounts. A lot of times the bank can get the bank accounts opened and started, or at least the process, the paperwork started, so that all you have to do is just go in and sign and then maybe make your required deposits that you need to open those bank accounts. So to me, that seems very simple, but I do, when I talk to clients about Profit First, that's the first, I get really, do you realize I have a lot of things on my plate? Do I really need to do this? And I have to say yes. There's no way we can make Profit First work if you don't get your butt to the bank. So that is really the biggest part of the first phase. It's really just the start part. So as I said, I really suggest that you find local small banks, credit unions. Your bigger banks, for one, they haven't heard of Profit First, and they might give you some pushback about opening that many accounts. And really, the bank should be appreciative of your business because they actually get bonus credits for how many accounts they open each month. So some of those smaller banks are really happy to help you with this. So some people ask that, if after we create these bank accounts, doesn't that create a lot of extra bookkeeping? And it really doesn't. I mean, it adds maybe 10 minutes extra a month to reconcile those statements. And the allocations might take you, I'm going to say 5, 10, 15 minutes at the most. I can't even imagine that much. And really what I do is I sit down, I do my allocations, figure out where my money is, and then I sit down and pay my bills. And that typically takes me about 20, 30 minutes to do the whole process. So I can't imagine that the allocations is going to add, a whole lot more time to your plate. Some people may think that I don't need to open up all these extra bank accounts because you can do an Excel spreadsheet. Yes, an Excel spreadsheet can tell you, but when we originally talked about Profit First, and this is mentioned in the book, and I'm going to bring it up several different times. Profit First is a habit. It's not an event. So you have to look at getting yourself into that habit of doing these allocations and really, truly understanding your money. When you do it on a spreadsheet, you don't feel that allocation process. You don't see the actual accounts growing. You don't see the flow of the money. So the spreadsheets, I tell people, no, if you really, really want to make Profit First work and you want it to be something that changes the face of your money and your business, an Excel spreadsheet is going to be a flat no for me. And then a lot of people say, well, my accounting software does a lot of this. Again, it's kind of the same thing as a spreadsheet. Yeah, you're physically transferring money, but you see your accounts. But the other thing with Profit First, setting up those bank accounts, the purposes of those bank accounts. So all of us as small business owners, we do a lot of what is called bank balance accounting. You log into your bank, you see how much money you have in your bank account, and you say, oh, I can spend. Or no, I can't because I've got payroll next week. You really start looking at your money differently because you see how much money you do have in your operating account, or if you've got that equipment acquisition account, you've got that equipment account. You can say, hey, I've got that money. Instead of financing this vehicle, maybe I can go buy that vehicle, or at least I have a decent down payment for that vehicle. And you don't spend that money on something else. So really the whole purpose of these accounts is, as I'm stating, is giving purpose to them. There's a lot of people, at the end of the year, and I'm getting into tax season right now, clients say, I've got a profit, but I don't have any money. Well, because we didn't plan for those taxes all year long. So we process those allocations and we know that money is set aside for taxes, and that's all it's for. You don't use it for anything else, because then you know that when it comes time to make that tax payment, you have it. You feel a little bit more comfortable because you don't have to go, where am I going to wrangle that money? Where do I have to borrow from Peter to pay Paul? That's the whole point of these allocations, is really helping you to understand what is the purpose of your money and not overspending. So as I said, Profit First is a behavioral cash management system. It is designed to intercept your natural behavior of logging into your bank account and seeing your money in one account and saying, wow, awesome, I have money, I'm going to spend it. This way is giving you clarity on maybe how you're going to spend accordingly. So it's not saying, yes, I have that money. It's saying, I get to spend that money when I need it, when I really need it, or maybe I can hold off until, another job comes in, another big project comes in. Maybe it's for your business, like my business, it's tax season. I can buy more things during tax season because the cash flow is coming in. So I have to look at those time frames in my business and say, when is it best to spend on those things that I need? Okay, so I'm going to get to the next simplest phase of Profit First, phase 1, allocating 1% to your profit account. That's all you have to do. You've started 1%. That's phase 1. Open your bank accounts, 1%. We started. That's it. I'm not asking a lot of you today. I'm really not. So this new habit of yours is literally on your allocation day, you make a deposit into your bank account. So as your money's coming in, and it depends on the flow of your money. Some people choose to do it each deposit. Some people say we'll do it at the end of each week. So we set a particular day and say this is your allocation day. And you're going to transfer 1% into your business, into your profit account, from your income account to your profit account. Every business can afford 1%. You can't tell me that you can't. Because if you can't afford 1% into your profit account, you really need to take a hard look at your business. So that 1%, it's the starting point. Remember, I'm trying to make this really simple today. I'm not asking too much of you from the first of the year. So I don't want you to think that we don't want to overcomplicate this. It's really, there's nothing to overcomplicate. I don't want you to be scared about it. I'm just warming you up to this new habit. 1%. See, from day 1, you're already on the path to being permanently profitable. I know that you have a comfort zone, and I may be asking you to get out of that a little bit. I know that you run your business. I run mine. It's no different. And that we have very little time for anything else. But if you're tired of not understanding your money, this simple system to start off with your 1% profit is all you have to do to get started. So I know you have other fires to put out. I'm not asking for a lot today, as I said. It's just 2 simple steps that I said. Okay, so some of you, it may take longer to accept this change, and that's okay. I'm here when you're ready. Some of you may be ready to go out the gate starting off and say, oh, I am ready. I'm going to go do this. But I need to warn you. All I did was ask you 1%. Some people may think, oh, 1% doesn't seem like much. I'm going to start with 10 or 15%. I'm going to warn you about that because you haven't done the proper allocations that is necessary. Like I said, I'm making this a very simple. I just want you to start with that 1% and then have a conversation about how you can increase that profit account, how you can increase your owner's pay account, how you can start increasing your tax account. But those are conversations that you need to have. I don't want you to go into this and say 10, 15, 20%, I'm good to go. I can do this, because you're going to fail. Because you don't understand the system and you haven't sat down and really done the steps that is necessary to understand what percentages is good for your business. We start off small. We work. I started off with 1%. I'm now up to 4%. But I've taken an entire year to get from that 1% to that 4% because I'm doing what is comfortable for my business. Another business may be completely different. Your allocations may be completely separate from somebody else's. Somebody has a larger business. They may be meeting some more of those buckets in a different way. We just have to look at how is your business currently running and what can we do to make it different? So I'm here to ask, having a plan to stick to and work with someone like myself that can help you understand this better and also hold you accountable in making this be successful for you. Money and finances are 10% logic and 90% emotions. Profit first is from a logical standpoint, is very easy. Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right thing. That was a quote from Peter Duncan. Entrepreneurs start their business for personal and financial freedom, doing what you want, when you want, and not worrying about bills and money. But as small business owners, what do? We worry about bills and money. And then we're also required to pay attention to all those other things. If we can kind of step back and look at maybe we don't have to worry about our bills and money as much. I can't say that you're not going to still worry about them, but I'm going to say that maybe you don't worry about them as much. This system can help with that. So not being profitable from day one is really reinforced in us as we start these business. We think, oh, someday that'll happen. Each day we say, one day I'll be profitable. We keep grinding forward, keeping that one day, hoping it'll come. I remind you that profit first is a habit, not an event. Today is the day you take your business by the horns and start being profitable. This is not a get-rich scheme. It is not something that eventually happens. With 1% today, you're already on your way. So to wrap up today, get your butt to the bank and start transferring 1% to your profit account. Like I said, that's all I'm asking for you today. The next podcast that I'm going to talk about, we're going to talk about the second phase, which is the execute phase of Profit First and implementing this into your business. Thank you for listening and have a great day.